The black and white Jesus. I feel like the concept is just the concept, and that they need to remove the concept of color.
As a whole?
As a whole. Remove the concept of color, remove the images of a white Jesus from all around the planet. Like, I literally have this, I saw this thing on Facebook the other day where they built a giant white Jesus head in Nigeria. Black country. Now, this giant white Jesus head is in a country that's, struggling, right? Like all of the quote-unquote black countries in Africa, as they like us to think. They're all struggling, quote-unquote. But you're building this giant white Jesus head in a black country. Why? So this white head is supposed to be God. And I don't understand why they would do that. So I think the whole thing needs to be erased. King James or whatever image you think. I mean, like, I feel like the first image that should come to mind when you think of Jesus, honestly, I couldn't even say like what I think the first image is. What I think is that when you think of Jesus, you shouldn't come to like a specific image. You shouldn't be like, oh, well, he's white, or well, he's black. Well, from history, or from my knowledge of history, Jesus is black. But I don't want, if I was to speak for the Christians, because I'm Muslim myself, I would say that when you put a color on your God or your Savior, what you think is God or what you think is your Savior, then you're kind of creating division amongst people. And that's been the issue with religion over the years when you talk about Christianity. What I've seen from history, from slavery in America, which is where Christianity was primarily introduced to the black people of America, I see that that's destroyed a lot of our own, what is the word I'm looking for? I wish I could think of the word. It's destroyed a lot of our own culture. Just the way that we vibe and connect to each other, and the way that we think. It's destroyed our thoughts on certain things, our freedom of thought on certain things, because we think that we've been brainwashed to think that Jesus is white. We've been brainwashed to think that Christianity is the one religion. Speaking from black Christians in America, we've been brainwashed to think that, and I don't agree with it. And I'm sure not a lot of people don't, but it's also hard when you speak to a black person about where Christianity came from and black people in America. Like, it's hard to have that conversation. It's hard because they've been taught this all their lives. And when you reach them when they're finally like 30 and 40 and you explain to somebody that, okay, you might want to do a fact check and check your history, they start to argue immediately versus just listening and maybe just using a little bit of common sense to go and look, read, find the knowledge that is there for them to find. It's done so much bad for us, and I feel like the concept of white and black Jesus needs to be taken out of religion.